G'day, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I am back with a special hands-on preview and impressions video of Borderlands 3, which is scheduled to be released on the Xbox One, PS4, and the PC via the Epic Store on September the 13th. Thanks to Pezbro and the team at 2K I was actually flown down to Sydney with a bunch of other people to get a hands-on experience with this game. And in total I spent about 6 hours or so with it, and a little bit more just watching other gameplay and things like that. Having spent this time with the game, I can say that if you are a fan of Borderlands or even have a passing interest in the game, you will thoroughly enjoy this one.
Gun monkeys and laser dinos? Let's do this!
Not only does the gunplay feel a little bit more modern and updated, but the movement is also vastly improved with a lot more verticality and the ability to slide, which is sorely missed from all the other Borderlands games. There is also a lot more customization options when it comes to your character, your UI, and also the vehicles you can drive around in. Plus, this is the first Borderlands game where we will be leaving the planet of Pandora to explore the universe and multiple different planets. Not only did we get to experience about 3 to 4 hours gameplay on Pandora itself, but also about an hour's worth of gameplay on one of the brand new planets as well. Of course, old staple characters do return, but we have a set of new adversaries in the Calypso twins.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.
And I found my interactions with these two from pretty early on in the game really fun and engaging and fresh. And I actually wanted to see more of these characters, although you do see quite a bit of them in that first chapter. As with all other Borderlands characters, they do have a lot to say. Although I didn't find at any point that I was kind of thinking, oh man, I wish this dialogue or this monologue would kind of hurry up. Because all of the way the lines are delivered and the great voice acting and the actual content of the dialogue itself was just really good to listen to, and I found myself really enjoying it. And at times I actually stopped shooting and hid behind a crate or something just so I could listen to the cool dialogue. So as far as the actual gameplay hands-on preview went, it was broken up into 2 segments. In the first segment, we were only given the option of playing with the new character Flak the Beastmaster, or FL4K, the kind of AI droid character. And we were put right into the start of the game where you meet Claptrap and you're given your UI and the story progresses from there.
Blind devotion! Which reminds me, if you're going to obey my every beck and call, you'll need an echo device.
This segment took anywhere between 3 and 6 hours, depending on how good you were at the game, and it led right up until the point where we were about to get in a spacecraft and leave Pandora for the other planets. The second segment, we were given the choice of playing either single player or co-op. I chose to play co-op with the dude sitting next to me, and we were landed on the planet of Eden 6, and we were actually in control of a level 22 character, and we could have chosen any 4 of the main characters. I chose to use Moze for this section, who has the massive Iron Bear mech. We were able to finish this planet in its entirety and do the side mission on this planet as well. This took all up about an hour and a half. The very first thing I did when I jumped into the game was try sliding around. Now, sliding is a new movement feature in Borderlands, and for me this was something that was very sorely missed from the other Borderlands game, as I always found myself wanting to slide around, and in here it is a very welcome feature. Not only are we able to get low sliding, but we're also able to get high mounting objects as well. You can run up to most objects that have a ledge and just run and jump and push into it, and your character will automatically scale up that object. And this is good because it gives the stage a lot more sense of verticality. You don't have to look around for ramps all the time to get up to that next level. Sometimes you can take that shortcut and just scale up a wall or a small shack to get up to the next level. So it really did add to the feeling of a true 3D world. Speaking of verticality and a 3D world, the map now is also a really nice 3D. Whereas before the maps were pretty linear and 2D, this one is a really nice 3D representation, so you can tell quite easily if you need to go up or down and the different lay of the land, and it makes getting around really easy. As far as the loot and guns and gunplay goes, it is Borderlands as ever. Although it does have quite a bit more of a modern and updated feel to the gunplay, and I found all of the guns performed really quite well. Of course, you're going to find your favorite option here, but all the guns just, I don't know, they felt really good and really polished, and I'm really happy with the gunplay so far. Of course, now there is a few different gun manufacturers which will add different modifiers to weapons, and the amount of variance in weapon types and ammo types and the special parameters of the weapons do actually add quite a bit of depth to the gameplay, and especially some of the legendaries and the special loot that drops off some of the bosses is really quite fun, and it's interesting killing a boss just so you can see kind of what awesome weapon they will drop. On the subject of loot, there is actually the option of having an instanced loot system if you are playing co-op. Now this means in the traditional games, when loot dropped, it would drop for both players and you both had to scramble to pick it up. And if you weren't very diplomatic, you could just kind of steal that item and not give it to the other person. But there is the option to turn on instance loot, which means when you open a chest, it will spawn a variance of weapons for both characters, and both those characters will see only that set on their screen, so they will be able to pick up their own weapons, and it just means more loot for everybody, and it also gets rid of that competition or that ninja looting that may go on. However, if you still like the old system where you are scrambling to steal the weapon off your mate, then you do still have the option to play with that on. Another new feature to co-op is scalability, and this is an option that you can turn on, that if you jump into a match with a mate, say he is level 5 and you're max level, the enemies that you will be killing will drop loot at your appropriate level and for the appropriate level of the level 5, but also you'll be doing damage on par with the level 5 as well, so you won't be jumping in there and one-shotting all the enemies straight away, which means not only are you incentivized reward-wise to jump in and help your mates, but also you're not going to ruin their story or gameplay experience by getting in and just one-shotting everything. So you can keep the progress on your main character, but also jump back and help other mates that may not be that far in the story. So overall, after playing hands-on with this game for about 6 hours, I can say I am very, very impressed, and I'm very much looking forward to the release of Borderlands 3 on September the 13th. It has a lot of great laugh-out-loud moments mixed in with some incredibly tight and accurate gunplay and really sleek movement as well. I will be releasing some of the actual gameplay footage that I recorded on the day onto the channel in pretty much an unedited format if you want to check those out. Just be warned that I was using a controller and I'm usually a mouse and keyboard guy, so it is not the best, but it definitely does give you a good impression of the game. I want to say thank you again to Pez Bro and the team at 2K as well as the great people at Gearbox Official for coming over to Australia to give us a good rundown on Borderlands 3. If you are a Borderlands 3 fan and you're keen to see more, then let me know with a thumbs up or a comment down below. Or even if you aren't a Borderlands fan, then I encourage you to check out some of the gameplay, because if you are an RPG fan, there is quite a few RPG elements in this game that may keep you interested. So make sure you check it out. Anyway, until next time, this has been Lemon Eating Cow. Moo.